Okay, I have a question for you, and I need you to answer honestly.
That's never a good sign.
When was the last time motivation actually saved your workout?
Saved it?
Yeah, like you didn't want to train. Everything was stacked against you, but motivation just swooped in like a superhero.
Honestly, almost never. It's like a party guest that shows up after the cake has been cut. Motivation usually shows up after I've already started, once the hard part is over.
Exactly. Motivation is late. Always late.
Right? It gets all the glory, but it did none of the work. The real work was just starting.
Motivation is the friend who says, "Sorry I missed it, traffic was crazy," but somehow still takes credit for the night.
And yet, it's the thing we're all told we need more of.
Which is what we're talking about today. Why motivation is wildly overrated.
And why the real problem is friction.
Welcome back to the Fit Curious podcast, where curiosity becomes consistency.
Last episode, we talked about what it actually means to be fit curious. Not obsessed, not extreme, just curious enough to start and keep going.
And one of the things we said that resonated with a lot of people was this. Most people don't fail at fitness because they're lazy.
They fail because the system they were given was fragile.
It only worked when life was calm, schedules were perfect, and energy was high.
Which is almost never.
So let's actually talk about motivation for a minute, because we're not saying it's useless.
Right. Motivation is real, it just has a very short attention span.
Motivation is what gets you excited on a Sunday night.
It is not what gets you off the couch on a random Wednesday when your day went sideways.
And yet, most fitness advice is built as if motivation will be there every single time.
Which is wild because no other area of life works that way.
You don't rely on motivation to brush your teeth.
Or go to work, or feed your kids, or show up for people you care about.
Those things happen because the systems support them.
Fitness, for some reason, is treated like a daily willpower contest.
And when motivation inevitably drops, people assume the failure is personal.
They think things like, I just don't have discipline.
Or, I'm not wired like other people. Or that classic, I need to wait until I feel motivated again.
That's the damage, not missing workouts, but internalizing the miss as a character flaw.
When really, the plan just required too much from a human being living a normal life.
This is where friction enters the chat.
Friction is everything that turns a yes into a maybe later.
And it's rarely one big thing, it's a pile of small ones.
Here's a personal one. I once stopped training consistently, not because I hated it, but because my program took too long to understand.
That's such an underrated friction point.
I'd open the plan and think, okay, percentages, supersets, tempo.
Wait, what did I do last week?
And the workout hasn't even started yet.
Exactly. Starting felt like homework, so I'd postpone, then skip, then feel guilty.
I had a similar one, but it showed up at home. My workouts were technically short enough, but they required too much setup.
Like what?
Move this, find that band, adjust the bench, load plates, unload plates.
All the little steps.
By the time everything was ready, my brain was already negotiating its exit.
So the workout wasn't hard, starting was.
Exactly, and suddenly I needed motivation, when what I really needed was fewer steps between me and movement.
Another big friction point is believing workouts have to look a certain way.
Hour-long, full program, everything checked off.
So if you only had 25 minutes, you didn't train at all.
That's friction disguised as standards.
And it's sneaky because it feels virtuous.
This is where people think we're telling them to care less.
But it's the opposite. We're telling you to design for reality.
I used to aim for 5 workouts a week,
Same.
and I'd hit it, sometimes, but I couldn't repeat it.
That's the key word, repeatability.
When I dropped the bar to 2 non-negotiable days, something weird happened.
Let me guess. You trained more.
Way more. Because once 2 days were locked in, everything else felt like a bonus instead of a burden.
And the data backs this up. Adherence predicts results better than volume, intensity, or complexity.
Right?
Especially early on.
Consistency compounds quietly.
And repeatability builds identity. You stop thinking, I'm trying to work out.
You think, I'm someone who doesn't skip twice in a row.
That shift is massive.
Let's make this practical and relatable.
Think back to the moment your last fitness attempt started slipping.
Not the beginning, the moment it got fragile.
Maybe it was the first week you missed.
Maybe it was when life got busy, or when starting felt heavier than the workout itself.
For me, it was always that setup moment. The point where I thought, I don't have time to get everything ready.
That's your friction point.
So here's the exercise. Identify that moment.
Okay.
Ask what made it harder than necessary, and then redesign just that part.
Shorter workouts, fewer days, simpler plans, less setup.
Lower the bar until it survives a bad week.
Because if it only works when life is calm, it doesn't work.
Next episode, we're talking about what actually matters early on.
And what you can stop worrying about without sabotaging progress.
If this episode hit home, share it with someone who says, I just need more motivation.
And remember, you don't need to overhaul your life. Just stay curious.
Just stay curious. Before we wrap up, a quick but important note.
Everything we talk about on this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only, and honestly, a little entertainment too.
We're sharing ideas, experiences, and general principles that have worked for us and for people we've worked with.
But this podcast is not providing medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Everyone's body, health history, and situation are different.
Before starting any new exercise program, nutrition approach, or lifestyle change, especially if you have existing medical conditions, injuries, or concerns, please consult with a qualified healthcare provider, physician, or licensed professional.
And if something we talk about doesn't feel right for you, trust that instinct.
Fitness should support your life, not put it at risk.
Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time.